Hi, hello, and good evening. It is Thursday, August 3rd, the day after the Big Brother 25 premiere, and we are a day late, but not a dollar short. I don't know. Because we were at the House Chops premiere party last night in New York City. We had a wonderful, wonderful time. We'll definitely be getting into that, reviewing every single little moment for you all. But first, we have an episode to recap, eh? Let's get into it. I am Kyle Petty, and I am joined, as always, by my festy besties, John Dunphy and Gina Morgino, and this is Strat Chat. You can find us on the socials at Strat Chat Pod, or find everything else we've got in our link tree, in our bio, because the site has officially been decommissioned. Oh, take that off the ticker. That's a lie. Lies and
Oh my god!
Lies and deception.
How long has that been doing that we never clocked it?
Well, I only decommissioned it after the last stream, so
it's gone.
Yeah, we can at least replace it. Any Hoosers, what do we have here? Big Brother kicked off last night, huh? Multiverse.
Ugh.
I'm trying to dig it.
As far as premieres go, this wasn't my favorite, but right. I mean,
this was a lame-o. I felt like
for the cast that we have, they did them a little dirty with this premiere.
Yeah, I think so. I did enjoy the fact that we were moving people in 8s instead of 4s. Enjoyed that. But we still had many delays as we had to wait for the other 8 before we can talk about what the twist was. And we had to watch that dreadful video again from Brittany, Danielle, and Andy. It's way too long. It's ridiculous.
Way too long, but also like I thought if they were going to show that to the house guests, there was going to be a reason. Like one of those competitions where it's like, oh, well, was this person wearing this or this? When they pan to this room, did they go to this room first or that room first? Some kind of like a competition related to it. They made them stand there and watch that video. And then they went, okay, you'll find out what that means later, and then just moved on and never talked about it again.
And so uncomfortable because they're standing there like, what am I watching? Like, what?
Yeah.
And like, not all of them are super fans, so they don't necessarily know who Frankie or Brittany or Danielle even are.
Right. It doesn't mean anything to these people. No, they're like, I was just recruited for this show. What the hell is this crap? And what have I gotten myself involved in?
Well, we were talking about last night too. Like, could you imagine, you're trying to get somebody into the show for the first time, and you're like, oh, check it out, the premiere is tonight. And then the first, like, huge chunk of the show is, like, these 3 people with this laser in the house being like, I swear this is not the show. This isn't what the show actually is.
We have that again. We've gotten people to start watching this season, and we have to be like, hey, I promise, it's not. It's not.
I still say, though, I mean, while this was like a lackluster premiere for me, I thought the competitions were fun and engaging in themselves. And I thought the amount of cheese was kind of like appropriate. Like, it's a game at the end of the day. Like, we're not as serious as Survivor. This is a game.
Sure.
The competitions were, a lot of it is cheese. I love it, though.
I feel like they could do better with some of these competitions. The one
where competition did not tickle your fancy? What didn't you like?
The one where they were just lying down there, like it was kind of hard to see what was actually.
I didn't really understand that one because in my head, whatever that big hand was pulling them down. But Luke fully let go of one of the like grips and didn't move. So I was like, are they just like, eventually someone's gonna let go? Like it didn't look like they were being pulled at all.
Wasn't he only let go of one hand though? He didn't.
But even still, you would think that if he let go a little bit, he would like shift or like have a harder time, like some kind of a struggle. I don't know. Something about that one felt weird to me.
He's just mad strong. Like
it just felt like they were all just laying there. Like I'm sure that's what it was, that they were slowly being pulled back a little bit more at a time. But like it just looked like they were just laying.
I even remember last night, like because it was so loud in the bar. We didn't really watch the episode last night, but there was a moment where like John looked up at the TV and he was like, "Why is everybody lying down?" Like, what's happening?
Yeah, it's like, why is everybody just laying down, face down?
Well, every time somebody said that, I thought they were just wrong. It's like, well, you didn't pay enough attention. They must be. That must just be a weird camera view. Like they're probably hanging. And it's like, so I'm not going to listen to any of this. I'm not going to listen. Hey, Tommy, welcome to the
Hi,
chat. Ooh,
Tommy.
sound bad.
Listen, you had a night last night. You're allowed to sound.
I did have a night last night.
Your voice is allowed to be a little tired.
But that was the competition from what? The scary verse, right? The scary verse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Lame. What was that goo thing? You had to like
the goo bombs.
Yeah, what was that? You had to like, was that a puzzle or something? I missed the first part of it, and I just saw people exploding with goo.
Yeah, it was like a kind of a puzzly thing. They had to like I think attach certain wires in a certain place and then hit the button. Then if it was correct, the little like goo bomb would blow up on them. I think Jag won that. Who's one of your picks, Kyle? One of your picks.
So yeah.
I didn't really pay attention to who was winning because it didn't turn out to matter. This was a nom competition. This thing is
right.
Felicia. Immediately, way to go. She was still looking around her goo and nothing. Yeah, Julie had a lot of errors last night. I highlighted
she always does.
Really in typical form last night. Oh, in the scary verse, we didn't mention the fact that Corey was the one taken, and he was brought to the nether regions or whatever, the Netherlands.
Why did we have to call it the nether regions? Of all the things you could have called it, why is Julie talking about her nether regions?
Because like we give up. We introduce something and it's like, all right, well, that's good enough, and we move on. But I did think that was interesting, seeing him get sucked away. It's exciting. No?
Yeah.
Right. Then we had that other comic competition, right? It looked like little like headlines and like little articles and things that formed the puzzle, and we had to transport each piece to the box on the end and put the puzzle together, make sure the pieces fit in the little box perfectly. We've seen things like this before. I like those competitions; those are fun.
I like those too.
Yeah,
I like them too. I will say I was a little concerned watching this because Jared lost this one.
You're concerned?
Yeah, Jared lost this one. He's one of my picks, and it looks clear that he is not very good at puzzles. So
I mean, I did see some speculation on whether or not he may have been throwing the competition to not win the first HOH or like some kind of a something, but
I sure hope so. But if somebody told me that this was not an HOH comp but a nomination comp, I would say, all right, I am not throwing this.
Right. This is not one to throw. Right.
Yeah, it was a bit concerning, but very early. So
it is very early. Unless he also had eyes on because who actually took the L on this? It was
on the puzzle. It was Jared.
Yeah. It was Jared.
Oh, he like flat out lost.
He lost. He's one of the four in the bottom.
Yeah, missed that. Totally missed that. Totally forgot it.
And then especially with what happened later with the legend Miss CIRIE being introduced, I'm incredibly like nervous about Jared. So we'll see.
Well, from the spoilers that we've heard, it looks like he might be okay.
Which I do not understand. They have the same face. How are you not looking at the two of these people and being like, well, there clearly is a connection here?
Even if people are thinking it, I don't know that people want to say it. You know, that's a common thing to say that all Black people look the same. So they probably
get that, but they literally have the same face. Like, I understand that, but they literally have the same face.
Right.
Like, that's not these people kind of look alike.
Right.
Matt says that Jared and CIRIE have the same laugh also.
I also saw, I thought it was very funny. I saw somebody talking on Twitter about something they saw on the feeds that he apparently asked Felicia if he could call her like Mama Felicia or something like that, like some kind of like a mom thing. And people were like, is this him just trying to like put a safety in place in case he accidentally calls CIRIE mom?
Maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
Which I think is very funny.
Oh my God.
The last competition was actually my favorite.
The boot.
You know, we had to keep moving that little bar to and fro, the little roller coaster safety bar, and to keep kicking ourselves in the ass. First one to get to 100 is the winner. This was just the right amount of cheese
It
for
was
me.
so stupid.
It was so stupid. And this is something I'd be like, I would be proud for somebody to see me watching this. Yes. This is an appropriate amount of cheese. This is perfect. Yes. Hearing Julie say, whoever kicks themselves in the butt 100 times. This is great. This is great.
Actually, if you want to know how I was doing last night, like literally like 3/4 of the way through this competition, I turned to Gina and I went, "Oh, I just noticed those boots kicking them."
Yeah, he was watching the competition. He went, "Oh, I just saw there's boots." I said, "You just saw there's boots. That's the competition.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?"
I think this is when because I just saw them like pushing that bar forward over and over again, and I didn't realize, and that's when I knew that the edibles were all kicking in very
I was
hard.
like, "What do you mean you didn't notice the boot?"
I didn't notice the boot at all until I watched the premiere, like when I got back home. All I saw were people rowing, and I said, wow, that looks very physical. And I turned right back around.
Yeah, that's
and
what
I
I
was
was looking at too. Yeah.
Waiting for people to sign the duck.
The duck. Yeah, I can't wait for you to show
duck.
off your duck.
I can't wait to talk about the duck. But who took the L in this one? It was Kirsten, right?
Kirsten, yeah, which
Yeah.
means that two of my draft picks are in that bottom four, both
Yeah,
Jared
yeah.
and Kirsten.
It looked like
Really?
I almost might want to call like a review of her boot kicking like machine because if you look, she was having a very, very hard time. Like it looked like it kept getting like stuck or something, where everyone else seemed to have some very fluid movements. So I don't know if she was improperly trained or there was something wrong with her machine. But either way, she was definitely done a disservice by the boot kicking apparatus.
Apparati.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that, and I think that we're gonna go with that because
Yeah,
there was something
because
wrong.
that sounds better than you picking a flop.
I do.
Yes,
actually,
malfunctioning machine.
Yeah. Other than that performance, though, in the game where she did not do very well, I thought I still liked Kirsten's like premiere, episode overall. Like, I liked seeing her more of her intro and kind of seeing her talk more. She's very smart. Also, Nicole is super smart. That's one of yours too, Kyle, right?
No, she's mine.
Oh, that's right, Gina. Okay.
No,
Nicole, I really like. Nicole stood out to me a lot from this premiere. Talking about the like policies that she's helped, draw up that have become like, actually signed into law, and like some of the stuff she's done in education and stuff. Nicole, I think, is really one to watch.
That's my winner pick.
All right. I guess we're going to see. I guess we're going to see. Speaking of, now that we actually have a little bit more context around the people that we've drafted, how are you all feeling about your teams? Like, are we still jazzed? Like, what's going on? I'm going to pull up pictures too. I got the little thingies.
I do still feel good about my team. I'm nervous, obviously, with how things ended last night with those 4 competitions because I have 2 people in danger. But at the end of the day, at the most, only one can go home, right? And we all have somebody, at least one person in danger. So we are all at risk of losing only one person, even though technically I have 2 in that bottom 4. I will say, like, I wonder how our draft might have changed if CIRIE had been an option, if we knew.
It would have been the Hunger Games on that stream of who was going to
I do feel like I guess it's fair, right? It's fair that none of us got to pick her in a way. Like,
it is.
It just feels weird that she's not a part of the draft in any way.
I know.
because of who
Which
she is.
I will say too, it is interesting, and there's been a lot of speculation that there are more people coming because 1, 17 is a weird number, and 2, if you're watching the feeds, the memory wall pictures are not up yet, which is weird because normally, like, by the time they move in the house, it's all up. So people are speculating there might be 20, and I don't know when we'd get more people or how that would play out.
Yeah, and I feel like the wording. There was a point where Julie was saying like, oh, like we're having 16 house guests move in, but there could be more. And like the fact that she said more, I don't know, makes me feel like maybe CIRIE is just the first of at least maybe it is 20. Maybe it's only 2, maybe it's 18. I don't know, but
Especially because it is an extended season. So, if you're trying to still have like battle backs and double evictions and that kind of thing, like you can only have so many unless you extend the cast. And also, I saw I think it was Janelle tweet that normally in the premiere, when they're about to move in, Julie will say, like, one of you will win, blah, blah, blah dollars. And she didn't tell any of the house, like, she didn't say one of you will win or one of you may win or anything like that, which, like, leads people to believe that, like, there's going to be more people coming because she didn't tell one of them that one of them is going to win the money.
Yeah. Interesting. These are all little clues, right?
All little things that we're looking at, things that we spy with our little eyes. Yes, spying with our little eyes. So who else is on John's team? We've got Izzy and Luke.
And
did well.
Izzy got some. Yeah, I like Luke. How do you guys feel about Luke after seeing more of his like intro stuff?
He's fine.
I can't decide. I can't decide.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I didn't really.
It didn't
him. Wow me,
I still think Luke's job is beach. He's still giving like Ken vibes for me. I don't know, but I can't, because it's also like someone posted a photo set of a bunch of pictures of him or whatever. This man looks like a different human in every picture he takes. So I'm like, I cannot get a read on who you are as a person.
Because he said in his intro too, everyone looks at me and thinks I'm the jock, but I'm really a nerd. And when he's got those glasses on and he's doing his graphic design, I'm like, this guy really is a nerd.
I can't get a read on him. It's so weird.
I think I like him. I think he seems like a nice guy. He seems like a goofball. I do really like Luke. I'm glad that I have him on my team.
All right, good. So you're still proud of Team Dumpty?
Well, yeah, I did, but Izzy, there was a little bit of controversy around Izzy, saying something about Cameron. What do you guys think about that? I still don't know the context.
I still don't know the context either, which is why I'm hesitant to comment on it.
From my understanding, the context literally was just like she was talking about people she trusts and people that she doesn't, and she was like, no, he looks like a serial killer. I don't trust him.
Yeah, I don't see really why Cameron looks like a serial killer.
Yeah, I don't really like.
I have no idea.
I actually thought he looked rather nice. I was quite endeared. During his video, I was proud to have him on Team Petty, and I still am. I don't have an issue yet. I think my team is freaking kick ass. Okay, I gotta say,
you have a good team.
I do. Yeah. I do. For people, I had a last pick in this selection here, and I really, we turned it out here.
You've got a good team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, where Izzy might run into a problem, I can't tell if it's going to benefit her or not. We saw at the end of the episode that like she pulled Jared aside and had some kind of like a pinky swear moment or whatever. As it seems based on feeds, she has followed CIRIE. She's followed CIRIE on social media for a long time and immediately clocked that is her son and told Jared, like, I know that you are her son. Izzy seems to be the only person that knows that, or the only person who has said that she knows it.
Not good for Jared. Not good.
Not good for Jared, but also I don't know if that's necessarily good for Izzy.
Yeah, that might be information that I would have kept to myself if I was Izzy.
I can't decide if that's going to benefit her or not.
CIRIE's going to be like, get out of here. You know what? What do you know about me? Bye.
Yeah. I know it's super early, but I don't really look at anybody's team and I'm like, at this point, being like, I wouldn't want that person. I feel like we all have, again, with the very limited knowledge that we have in this very early stage, I still like all of our teams.
Yes. I do want to go over Gina's team, though, because there is somebody here that there's actually people on your team that I'm even more excited about having watched the premiere. I thought America was a wee bit of throwaway. And just knowing now that she had tickets as well to House Chops, I'm not saying that means that she's awesome.
Well, and we saw too, because me and Kyle had clocked it that like there was a group of people that were screaming at the TV every time she was on. We were like, I guess she's got friends here.
Yeah,
that's probably the crew she would have been with if she wasn't on the show.
Yeah. But I think it also denotes that this is somebody who actually knows the game. Like this wasn't like, just one of our recruits or something like that. This is somebody who's really excited about her. It. So it makes me excited to see what she does. Yeah. I'm excited
really excited about her.
Mm-hmm. And not the country. The lady. Okay. I'm super intrigued by Matt. My interest in him is like just skyrocketing, especially after now finding out that he's also a swimmer and he beat Michael Phelps, who is
No,
like what?
wasn't it Ryan Lochte? I thought.
Oh, Ryan Lochte. Even all right, true, but still iconic. You know, this is
Yeah.
one of the best swimmers that America has seen. The country, not the
Right.
nation. So I
He said that Ryan. Well, because he said that Ryan Lochte was an idol of his, and he actually
yes,
beat him in a race.
I think that's incredible, and I can't wait to see what he does. I want him to get to OTEV. He's just going to just march right on up that ramp like it's nobody's business.
Oh yeah.
What I do wonder,
Matt for president.
What I do wonder about Matt, because again, it's so hard to tell before we've seen any DRs or cam talks or anything like that, what people may or may not be lying about when they're talking to other people in the house. And we have heard Matt talk about being hard of hearing and like how that, you know, impacts his day to day. And he did say like he's fine. I don't know if he's told people that he reads lips. I know that he's told like us in those little videos that we got that he reads lips and he doesn't want to tell people that. But what he did say is that he has trouble, like he had trouble hearing Julie when she was talking about like, you know, the rules of the competitions and things like that. And I do wonder specifically for a competition like OTEV, how that might be to his detriment, because you can't read lips in an OTEV competition. It's a puppet. You have to kind of rely on like that. I do wonder how competitions like that may be to his detriment, or maybe he's lying. I don't know.
Yeah. I also
very fair.
There was something from the premiere that I really loved about Matt when he was talking more about how he was born deaf. His parents didn't know until he was 2 years old, and that he actually went through, I think he said 14 years of speech therapy to learn how to talk. And I just thought about like all the things that I have thought about in my life that I want to learn that I don't have the patience for, and the fact that like this guy spent almost a decade and a half working on just making sure that he could speak and communicate, like the sheer like determination. Like I wish Matt was on my team.
I'm so happy I have him. I'm so happy I have him.
Yeah. Matt is awesome. Matt's really awesome.
Yeah.
I'm super jazzed to see what he see what he does. He's awesome.
Yeah, I really, really like Matt.
But that was all. That's really all I have on the premiere, right? Not much else happened. Now we did find some things out from the feeds that I wouldn't mind having a quick chat about. You know, unless there's anything else from the premiere that has like skipped me. We went over Julie's flubs. We don't have a photo for her to do judgment.
Unfortunately, as much as the premiere was like a lengthy one, nothing really happened in it.
Right.
There's not a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
No.
It was 90 minutes of intros and those competitions, and then they all went in and saw Queen CIRIE standing there.
Mm-hmm.
So
and it's so funny too because like it seemed like they all walked in and like nobody was really as I'm like, does nobody watch Survivor in this house? How is nobody excited to see her here? They kind of just walked in like, oh, a bartender. It's like, wait a minute.
See, right, from production.
Right, Claire from BB23 tweeted. She goes, "Wait a minute, did the whole cast just think that CIRIE was like production pouring champagne for them because no one was
excited?"
She's
which
like,
is so funny because like. It's just so funny because the one person that would have walked in and absolutely lost his mind was dragged into the nether region. Like,
right.
You know, he would have run in that house and been like, "Are you kidding?"
Right. And then we also like, it was funny to me too, is that I noticed that Jared was the first person back into the house. Yeah. So the whole crew, which probably actually works for him because he was in the front of the line. So as long as he played it like even a little bit cool, nobody could see his face. So even if he went in and being like, "Hey," you know, like a little bit of something, like.
I do wonder about that, though. I don't know.
Think he knew?
I don't know, because even it was weird to me that in his intro package, he was talking to her through like Zoom or something. Yeah. Like he was talking to her through the computer. I was like, is she in sequester? Like, what's happening here? Something about it felt weird, and I can't decide if I think he knows or not, or like if he knew ahead of time.
Right, Kyle and I were talking about this last night too a little bit. It was like, because how do you keep it from each other, right? Like, or is it something where like Jared gets told that he's being part of the cast, and then after that, like maybe CIRIE wasn't nailed down yet, so they contacted her and said, "Listen, we're bringing you on, but you just can't tell your son," or like how do they even work that?
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know. I'm excited for stuff like, you know, getting a moment where maybe Jared and CIRIE, maybe they're in a room with some other people and they all leave, but it's just Jared and CIRIE left, and then they can really have a conversation. Like, maybe we'll get some clarity on some of this stuff.
I wonder what happens if Jared wins HOH. Like, what's his like pictures from home and all that stuff, like his letters and all that. What does that look like?
Oh my god!
You know?
Yeah, I bet it's just gonna be like him with pets or him with siblings or.
I mean, I
like
guess
that.
if either of them wins HOH, yeah.
Yeah.
Got a fun question here. Tommy wants to know if we think it's unfair that CIRIE was added after the comp and was not a possibility to be on the block.
I always think stuff like this. Like, I find I can see the unfairness in it, but like I also understand that it's like it's kind of a gimmick. And like, so
it's
I
also
wonder.
Very like it's very quintessentially Big Brother. I feel like anytime that we get a vet from the previous season to come back on, there's something that makes them safe for a while. That like,
yeah.
Oh, right. And I also wonder, because this would make sense too, right? Because CIRIE was this first crossover person brought in. There are supposed to be 4 universes, so maybe we're gonna get a person from Survivor. Maybe we're gonna get a person from you know, like from a different show. Maybe we'll get somebody from the Challenge USA, the Challenge, or something like that. Maybe we'll get, you know, like maybe this multiverse will continue to cross over, and maybe we'll get a Love Island person or a Amazing Race person. You know, like I don't know. I could see like 4 people that are from other shows being brought in as like a crossover event for this multiverse thing.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I could see that too. And I think that really also is kind of the fact that the memory wall is not up kind of adds a little bit of steam to that argument, doesn't it?
There's got to be, it's always up as soon as they come in. There's got to be a reason why it's not.
Yeah. And I also think that, you know, they also know that somebody like CIRIE would be in danger right away. Right.
Right.
Because even if they didn't know her on approach, they're gonna know her, right? It's gonna get around. Like Corey is gonna come back in the house once he's done the nether regions, and he's gonna tell everybody anyway. So like it's gonna come out. So leave her safe. Let the other 3 people that are undoubtedly coming at some point, let them come in, and then they can be their own little thing, and then we can start a new week, and then we really get the game going.
Yeah.
Hire me for production.
Let me ask you a question.
Ask.
Now, we saw, and I loved it, but we saw how cutthroat CIRIE could be in a game, right? She got down to the traders. She was so like ready.
I know what you're going to ask.
About how loyal. I will be so loyal. We'll take this money together. Let's say she's going to a final 3. Her and her son are in that final 3. And now she has a choice. Do I pick my son to go with me to final 2? Do I pick someone else? And her son, you know, has won a bunch of comps. He's got a great resume. Maybe he's done even more than her in the game. Who knows? Is she cutthroat enough to cut her son to guarantee the win?
I don't know. I saw that on Twitter. Somebody was like, and then when she evicts her son, then what? And I'm like, oh, like the possibility of that is crazy.
I absolutely could see it. At least at 3, I don't think that at any other time, like as HOH, that she would put him up. But I do also see a world in which if he was up and he was acting a fool and messing up her game, she'll vote from the go. She'll sit right down in that diary room and be like, listen, I sadly to e-vote Jared. Sorry, baby. You got to go. Sorry, you're jamming up the works.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Are we hoping and do we think that the time warp will bring back the nomination wheel?
I know Kyle is.
By God, I hope so.
I'd love the nomination wheel. I'd love it. I'd love it to be back.
So good. So good.
I also hope, and John, I think you were the one who said this last night, because there's like, you know, all the different rooms or whatever, and the one room is the have-not room, and it's mostly food themed and like the food beds or whatever. So John was like, I wonder if there is some kind of like a food competition, reward, whatever, related to have-nots.
That would be fun.
I love that
too. It could just be. It could end up just being have and have not competitions or whatever.
That's
but
fine.
like,
Sure.
Yeah, but I'd love that, and also some other kind of food competitions. That would be fun too. I just remember, what was it? Was it season 2 where they were all out there, like they had like grabbing like different things, like, oh, if you grab this one we get steak, if you grab this one we
Yeah, yeah,
get
yeah, yeah,
fruit,
yeah.
if you grab this one we get this. Like that would be fun to see too, like.
Yeah, especially because we also got to see that play out in a more modern way because we saw a lot of that in Australia too, didn't we?
Right,
Like with some of
right.
their food competitions were very, very fun. So
Yeah.
I'd love to see. Maybe that's part of the multiverse as well. Maybe we're bringing some international flavors,
Mm.
Right.
to the meal, to the recipe. Fire me
I'm
whenever you want.
curious about like some of the names of these rooms. Like, I feel like the humili room or whatever, that's just kind of the have not room. But like
Yeah.
some of this, like the scramble verse, like we could see some interesting things there where it's like, oh, the whole week has been scrambled, so the nominations are need to be redone or something. Like I feel like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
could
yeah.
have some fun with this stuff if they do it the right way. Like
All right.
I don't know. We'll see.
So before we actually say who it was, we did find out, well, from the feeds and such, that the HOH will really just be removing, two people nominated, which kind of affects like the power of this first HOH. How do you feel
Mm-hmm.
about that? How do you feel about that? Do we care? Because it's week one, I
I
don't.
know, it's just
Yeah.
I don't really care. I guess I don't really care. It's just an odd thing. I it's just a little
Scrambled.
because I guess it doesn't really make any new like additional enemies for the HOH. I'm trying to think of, from the HOH's perspective, because instead of nominating 2 people, now you're saving 2 people and leaving 2 people in danger. I guess it could, in a way, actually help them then, because you didn't nominate anybody. Like, sure, you didn't save 2 people, but you also saved 2 other people now who are going to really, really love you for saving them from being the first boot.
Right.
And you technically still haven't said anyone's name, even though you like left 2 people still in danger. So it's like you weren't directly responsible for them being nominated for eviction, so they can't really be that pissed at you. Maybe they're still a little pissed for not saving you, but you also still gained 2 allies because you chose them to be safe. I don't know.
Right.
It's weird. It's weird. I like it though. I think I like it.
I like it. I like it for a week one kind of a thing. Yeah. I don't think this would be fair. Like once you get down the line, I would.
Oh,
like it
yeah.
at that point. Like you need.
Yeah,
to have
don't
the
make this a
proper HOH.
regular thing. Yeah.
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 There are certain things like because we've seen some really unfair HOH twists. Like I still consider Kuzi's HOH from BB Can when it got cut short after that chain of safety. She literally was HOH, had no power, didn't get to nominate anybody.
Yeah.
That chain of safety happened, and then her HOH was just over. Like that was super unfair. But this, I think, is an okay twist to come in like into week one as the HOH.
I think it's fun. It's less power, but it's also less blood on your hands.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, obviously the other 2 could be salty. You didn't take them down, but it's like, but I also didn't put you there, so I can only save 2. Sorry.
And it still is like
Lotus grab a life vest.
It's very little blood on your hands, but also like a resume move. I won the first HOH. I came in hot and I won a competition right from the get.
Right.
Yeah. I agree. And do we want to say who that HOH is?
I do. Of course you do.
Yeah, so if you're not ready for it, everybody, there's a spoiler.
Earmuffs.
The first HOH of BB25 is Miss Riley, who is one of my draft picks.
Yeah, you stole her right under my nose. I'm still mad.
I
Miss
really
Riley
like her.
Smedley.
I'm so mad I didn't get her. She was
Taking
literally going to be
home
my
the
next
W.
pick if you didn't pick her.
Yeah, well,
Go
I
on,
got there
go on.
first, so
Sorry about it. First
sorry
HOH of
about it.
BB25.
Very exciting. Riley.
So I was seeing some things about who she may be taking down. It
Oh, I haven't
sounds
seen that yet.
like, yeah, it sounds like she's taking down Jared and Corey based on the room
Okay.
assignments. Right, she's sticking to the people in her room. Got these room alliances with
Mm.
Jag also at the forefront of this. So that would leave Kirsten and Felicia
Right.
on the block. Yeah.
Which I don't like either, honestly.
I don't like it, but at the same time, we still have a veto. We still have a week to
Right.
do.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
this
very
is
true.
not the end of the road at all. And as we also saw on feeds, we also had, we had Miss CIRIE conversing with Auntie Felicia, and basically going on. It sounds like they're going to be teaming up.
Which I
Uh,
love.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would love that also. I would, and thank you, by the way, for who all going to be there for correcting us on the pronunciation
Hmm.
and letting us know that it
Mhm.
is Felicia, not Felicia. But
It's not our fault that she says her name wrong. Everyone else would think Felicia too. Okay, when it's not like we're so
right.
crazy.
But I still don't really love that because I really like Felicia. I don't want Felicia going anywhere, and Kirsten is one of my draft picks. So I don't want her going anywhere
Yeah.
either. So
Felicia's one of
I'm glad
mine.
to see if that's the rumor out there that Jared and who was the other one? Jared and
Corey.
Corey coming down. Like I like that. I don't want them going anywhere, but see, this cast is still too likable.
I know. I'm like, who would I like to see go home?
I
I don't
don't want
know.
anybody to go.
Yeah, at this point, I just want somebody not from my team because that's really all I've got.
Right.
That's
Right.
that's the only stake I have in this. So
Uh-huh.
yeah,
And that's what's funny. Yeah, that's really the only stake that you can have because I feel like everybody's so likable that like even the people that aren't on your team, you still want them to stay. You still want to get to know them more.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to decide if I like you or not.
Right.
I just saw your intro thing when you fake found your key, and that's about it. I wonder how many times they shoot those, by the way,
I
because
know.
that they're not really just like finding it in the
Some of them
tractor.
are just so fun
Right.
because literally, like, I think it was Nicole, like, went into her own purse and went, "Oh my god!" I was like, "You really think you expect me to believe that she did not know it was in her own pocketbook?"
Yeah, somebody
Yeah.
slipped a huge key. Like we're not talking like the key from like an actual
It's
key
like,
ring.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this big honker just slipped in there, and you got to wherever you were because you weren't in front of your house. It looked like
Yeah.
she was on like the campus of some university or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, and like you just happened to notice it then. How busy are you?
Right.
Please, so silly.
Honestly, they should have like production go in with like cell phones to like wherever these people work or their house or something, and show up there and be like, "Hey, this is for you." You know what I mean? Because like it never looks legit. Even like Riley's, she was in the bar. They have like a television quality camera set up in the bar already, and she opens a customer's
Right.
check and there's a key in there. It's like, of course that's not real.
Right, like they expect us to forget that like they have a full camera crew, like
Right.
a videographer, everything, like watching them be like, okay, now open your bag.
It would be fun if they could find a way to like make that look more authentic.
Mm.
Seriously. And then I also have to wonder about people like Blue, because it definitely looks like Blue was an alternate, right? Because her
Yes.
videos were not done in the diary room. They had that same beige backdrop, whatever that was. So how many other people are alternates that are now faking this key finding?
Mm.
Oh god,
And then it's
how
like,
disappointing would that
what
be
if you
too?
do that and then you don't even get on?
Right, yeah.
How many key finding films are just left on the cutting room floor as a
Especially
result?
in the last couple of seasons, we have had multiple alternates. Like
Right.
this happens a lot.
Right. So I wonder, like, can you imagine, like, oh, I just filmed my key video, so exciting, and then the premiere happens, like, oh, actually, I didn't make it. And what do you do? Just fly home today? Like, and all your friends be like, what happened? Like, we didn't see you on the
Right.
show. Like,
Oh, that's so sad.
right? Yeah. So bad. So
Ugh.
bad. But,
But
so that's
it
that.
was still a fun premiere. Yeah, it was still a fun premiere. I don't know, like I know we were pushed back by a month, but for some reason it almost feels like it's been like 2 years since we had a Big Brother season. I don't know why. So it was really good, and even though we didn't actually watch it when it was airing live, it was just so great to be there. You
It
know,
was.
with Azah and all her friends.
Last night was amazing.
It
If
was-
anyone ever has an opportunity to go to a house shops party, I would highly recommend. Like this was an absolute blast, like from beginning to end. There was no point I was like, oh, this sucks. Like, we had like such a good time.
I literally woke up this morning feeling like I had the craziest dream. Like if it weren't for the pictures that we took, I would be like, that was fake. No, that didn't happen.
It all
Well, we
happened
have some
so
pictures.
fast.
Yeah, we have some pictures to
We do
share.
have some pictures. I was surprised that we watched none of the episode. Like, I still thought there would be some quiet time and people would pay attention. Like, people really
Yeah.
did not. They really
There,
didn't.
right. There was a part of me that was wondering if like the DJ would stop and like the episode would be up and like people would actually sit down, and even like the the cast members that were there and stuff, like maybe they would sit down and watch too, and maybe everyone would kind of just chill out for that 90 minutes. Like I was wondering if that was the case, but the party just kept going the entire
It sure
time,
did.
all through the episode. And it was fun to like have it on in the background, and we all watched it today to get caught up. But like, it was just so much fun to like. I mean, I feel like the big moment that we all experienced right at the same time there was when CIRIE was revealed. But
That,
other than that,
the
like,
eruption, that was bigger than when Julie first came on
erupted.
screen.
Yeah.
It was crazy to be in the room during that moment with all of those super fans, all of those past cast members. Some of them were Survivor cast members. It was insane.
Yeah.
And that was like so much fun too, because we were all blown away by it. But like the fact that you had other cast members that know CIRIE, that like have played Big Brother, have played Survivor, and they're seeing it and reacting to it in real time too, because they didn't know. Like that was so cool.
The whole thing was awesome. And you also didn't know in what like I don't know in what fashion CIRIE was joining. Like, why is she there? Is this just like a twist? Are you actually playing the game? It was so cool to get back to the hotel room and then like actually see her on feeds. Like, oh no, she's in the game.
Yeah,
like, she's in it. Super exciting.
When Kyle and I first checked out the feeds, the very first thing we saw was CIRIE and Felicia like strategizing, and I think Cameron came in after that, was talking to them. Right? Was it Cameron? I think. I feel like it was the three of them talking for a while.
It was Cameron. Yes, it was. It was Cameron in the bathroom.
Right.
Yeah.
And like it was just so cool to see CIRIE, like Survivor legend, Traders champion, now in the Big Brother house with her son, and like she's just there on live feeds. And there was something else. I think Kyle, we talked about it last night. The Reality Kingdom, our friends over there, they put up a tweet saying that it was so interesting because CIRIE has been on these shows so many times and has probably told the story about how she met her husband and all that stuff, like so many times to people that she's been in these casts with. And like people have learned these, interesting details about her life and just like kind of like, where she's come from and where she's been and like all the things she's done. And this was the first time we really got to see it. And because of the Big Brother experience specifically, because of the live feeds that we get, this was the first time that we all got to see that story about how CIRIE met her husband and how her family started, and that family that resulted in Jared being in the house. Like that, regardless of how either of them do, I want Jared to win. I would love CIRIE to win, like all that stuff. Like, but like, regardless of how they actually perform, I cannot imagine how special it is for CIRIE to be playing one of these games with her child. Like that's got to be such a special thing. Yeah.
To Matt's point that he just commented, what I am the most excited about is like we've seen CIRIE on multiple seasons of Survivor. We've seen CIRIE on the Traders. We've seen her game, but we've also seen an edited and truncated version of what her game looks like. I am so excited that now we have 24/7 live feeds where we can actually dive in and be like, okay, let me really see you work in real time and see what it looks like when you're actually calculating the steps as you're taking them.
Yeah, I want to actually see how you lay out the road before you just start to travel down the path. It's going to be so cool to really, really see how she does her stuff.
Yeah.
And we're talking about another all-girls alliance is really, how she made a name for herself on Survivor was really, spearheading that entire thing. So the fact that we're going to get to see it here, hopefully, as long as everybody participates correctly, we're going to get to see it all play out like fully. And it's going to be really fun.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I also have to say, I just want to comment on this too, because we were all talking about recently how excited we were for sort of like an older cast, right? The average age being older.
Yep.
Yeah. And CIRIE is still, a very young person in my mind, but I feel like she helps with that older average. You know what I mean? Like she's not coming in as a right. She's not coming in as a 23-year-old. Like she's a little bit older, so like the fact that it helps with that whole average age of the cast being a little bit older than the normal 20 something that we get. I love
He's
that
right
too.
into it. Yep.
I believe it was Taryn that tweeted that the average age of the cast is now about 33 and a half years old, which is so cool.
Yeah. Keep driving that age up. Keep driving it up.
Yeah.
I want to see
Right.
more people like that. They're so much more interesting to watch.
Yeah, because we're getting old, so we need this.
And I need hope.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah,
hope.
we still want to play. We still want to play.
Yeah,
this
I can't
game.
be the old lady of the cast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to play, but I don't want to be talking about a show that's just a bunch of young people on. You know, it makes me look like I shouldn't be talking about this anymore. Like, go find people your own age to talk about. Go watch The Golden Bachelor.
Golden Bachelor.
Never The Golden Bachelor. Honestly, this kind of brings everything full circle. I really wish that Celebrity Big Brother was actually just a mix of other reality TV titans like coming into play.
That would be fun.
As fun as it is to see people like, not that Cynthia Bailey is not a reality TV star in her own right. She is not in this gaming world, right? I want to see people who know the games they play. Bring people in from Traders, Survivor, The Amazing Race, like you said. I'd even like, let's take some tough as nails people. Who are they? What tribe do they belong to? Let's find out more. Let's get four from tough as nails.
Yeah, I mean, at this point with CBS, they already have Big Brother in the challenge. They've got Amazing Race, tough as nails. Like you could, and the challenge is like a CBS show now too. Like you could, this multiverse thing, you could incorporate Big Brother, the challenge, Survivor, and the Amazing Race all into one show as like the four multiverses. You know what I mean? And that would be awesome to me.
Yeah.
We need more people playing Big Brother. And listen, everybody else is on strike, so you might as well.
Give me all the seasons.
Yeah.
Let's go.
There's nothing else going on. Let's go. But wait, more about House Chops, right?
Yes, I know. Yes, we have to. We have pictures to show people.
I want you to
amazing night.
Kyle, I want you to show off the best icebreaker ever.
I am going to show off the best icebreaker ever, but also with a story first. Because what's interesting about these parties when you're just mingling with everybody, because like you're really just dumped into all these multi-purpose rooms with a couple of tables and a couple of menus, and like, all right, we'll have at it. And it creates an interesting dynamic with the people that are there, because they're also there with their friends and their significant others. So like you don't want to like interrupt conversations, and like, because like I don't know who you're talking to. Do you actually know this person? Like, oh, can I get a picture? Like, get out of here. Don't you see that I'm talking? Like, you don't want to be like, you don't want to be like that person.
Right.
So Azah, because obviously these events are also benefiting a charity, Hearts of Reality, Give Kids the World, which is like very, very nice. But they had these rubber duckies that were available. I don't want to say for purchase, because it was really, if you made a donation, you got a duck. So for $10, you get one raffle entry, and you get like a little baby duck. 10 entries and a very, very large duck. Well, I didn't have $100, and 10 seemed very cheap. So I paid $30 for 3 entries and this little guy. But the best part about this duck is that it is the ultimate icebreaker to talking to these people. I don't have to right away ask you for a picture. I just kept walking around with the duck, and because somebody else was vibing with me, like one of the guys that like sold the duck, I don't want to say sold again. It's about a donation, about doing something good for the peoples. He was like, do you want a Sharpie so you can have people sign it? And I said, that sounds amazing. And that was the way in. So I would just walk up to people and very aggressively shout, hello, would you like to sign my duck? And they did. And they did. And then I would ask them for a picture. And it really worked out very, very nicely. So we have, signatures from Big D, Tommy Bracco, Christian, of course, signed. Kazi from the Mole, got her. Amira, Azah, of course. I think Azah was the first signature. It was disrespectful to go to anyone but her first, our hosting queen. Of course, King Highland.
Yeah, she was such a good host, by the way. I'm sorry. I had to say, Azah was such a good host.
Azah was amazing.
I saw her post about how this was 6 months of planning, 3 days of no sleep. And like everything came together, and she was so sweet and so kind and so like just wonderful all night through. Like, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you mentioned Azah,
but it really was very great.
It was her event, and it was fantastic. So
it was. So yeah, that was our big way in. So when you see the pictures, that is why the duck was there. The duck actually ended up being such a hot commodity that it turned into other people walking up to me saying, "This is the duck. I heard I have to sign this duck." And I said, "Yes, yes, you do." And then after
Yeah.
you have to take a picture with me.
What
Yeah.
I love so much about the pictures is because the duck is a prominent feature in every picture. Throughout the night, you can just see it gaining more signatures as
Yeah,
each
right,
picture
right.
gets taken. It's so good.
Right.
Yes, that duck was like
Oh,
obviously covered by the end of the night. It's a perfect icebreaker.
so good though.
Yeah. Thank
Should we
God
look
for
at
the
some of these
duck.
pictures?
Yeah, what pictures did you put in
Let's.
here?
All right. So the first picture that I put in here was the three of
Mhm.
us in front of the
Oh,
the house chops sort of like little runway here in the backdrop.
yeah, that's nice.
So the three of
That's
us
real
together.
nice.
That was
Mhm.
probably like the first picture the three of us have taken together in like a year.
So long.
The
Longer than
first
that,
good one, we
honestly.
took a couple outside, like we were standing on line, but this is
Yeah.
the first really good one, and I like this one a
Yeah.
It's
lot. This
so
this should really
good.
be on the pod account. We should just
Yeah.
crop out that top with that wallpaper, you
Mm,
know, but
yeah.
too little croppage. But yes, this is great. It's really great.
Yeah, I'm gonna play this, put this picture up next because this is the only other one that I have in here that we actually took together,
Hmm.
and this is with Tommy, which was a fun one because we
Oh,
interviewed Angelica, Tommy's cousin, who was on the Traders with CIRIE,
yeah.
um,
This was such a
and
great moment because like I was
yeah,
just like quietly waiting because I wanted to talk to Tommy. I love Tommy. I adore Tommy. I've been wanting to meet Tommy for so long. And I
So sweet.
finally get my opportunity. I was like, "Hi, I'm sure you don't know who I am." And he went, "Shut up. I know exactly who you are." And give me a big hug. And we like talked to him. He was like, "I loved that interview. You guys are so much fun. Wait, everybody get in. We have to take a picture so I can send it to my cousin." And we like just had it was
yeah,
so at one point later on in the night we walked by him and he went, Strat chat, and we were like, "Are you kidding?"
I'm like, that is really wild.
yeah,
Especially for a name that was just born because like we quickly served a cease and desist. That name was come up with within 24 hours. You know,
yeah,
He's so sweet. I love Tommy.
yeah.
our
He
Tommy
really,
wants to know if Gina is taller than Tommy. I think
I
maybe by a scotch.
Yeah, I was wearing heels, I will say, but I do think I'm just a teeny bit taller than him. He's a tiny, tiny boy.
he was also everybody wanted to talk to him. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
the life of the
Tommy's, yeah,
party.
Well, he was
yeah, he
also
really
late.
is. He was.
He
I
was
think he was
late.
coming from some kind of performance or something. You know.
Maybe.
What do we got? What do we got here next? So next, I think I've got Kyle and Jam Jam,
Uh,
the winner of
Oh man.
season 44 of Survivor.
Look
We
at
and,
this
and all
picture.
yeah, all three of us got pictures with Jam Jam, which oh my god was amazing. But this picture, there's just so much life and joy in this picture that this was the one
So
for
much
Jam Jam that I
joy.
had to pick.
I'm actually actively laughing in this photo because I was very deceptive. I was a liar right before this.
Yes,
And I
that's
was
right.
telling John that I was a big fat liar because, my phone was obviously a very big hit at this
Oh,
party as well. But sometimes when you leave the phone closed and take a selfie, if you don't wait long enough before you open it to review it, it like gets stuck in processing and it doesn't save. So the whole gimmick with Jam Jam is like, look, because you can see the duck is untouched, right? This is early duck.
Yeah,
Um,
early duck.
so like, we
It's
didn't
a
know
young
how to
duck. It's a
position him
duckling.
yet.
It's a
Yeah,
duckling.
it's a baby duck. And I used the phone as the gimme. And he goes, "Oh my gosh, that is so cool. That's so cool." It's like, I know, right? I know, right? And I open up the phone, it's not there. Picture's gone. And I was like, oh no, no, no. I still want one with him. Right. So I was like, let's get a longer shot, right? A full body one. Lies. I just didn't have one at all. And I was like, you are not walking away from me, sir. Without me getting a
Yeah.
picture. So no. Yeah, so I'm laughing because I'm a liar.
Jam Jam was so freaking cool though.
Yeah.
I was telling Gina earlier, like, because there's so many people going up to all these people, trying to get pictures, trying to talk to them, and I felt like, you just don't want to be that person that's like holding them up too long or whatever. But
Uh-huh.
Jam, like, he just continued to stay with us and talk to us for like way longer than I expected. Like he
It
had
was like
no
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like we were hanging out for a while.
Yeah.
Right, like he had no interest in walking away. He took my phone at one point and took a picture of us together. Like Jam was just the best. He was awesome.
Oh, he's so
Jam
much
Jam's
fun.
awesome.
I
Yeah.
love him.
All that energy
Right.
that you saw on Survivor is exactly genuine. It's exactly him.
Oh,
I'm totally.
yeah.
I
felt
love
it.
him so.
100%.
He yelled at John because John tried to take a picture, but he took it at a bad angle, and he said, "What the
I took a
hell are
very
you doing?"
bad- yeah, I took a
I'll show
very
you how to
bad
take a
picture.
picture.
Yeah, I have to be honest. One of my favorite moments probably in life was the fact that I was scolded by Jam.
By Jam.
Yeah.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah. But
That's
all right,
fantastic.
next picture I have in here.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Again, for anyone that's watching or listening, all three of us had the honor of taking a picture with Taylor Hale. Queen Taylor Hale. God, champion of Big Brother, America's favorite player, the eater of Lays. I'm trying to give her like
Lays.
Daenerys. I'm trying to give her like Daenerys Stormborn titles. But yeah, so we all took pictures with Taylor, which was freaking awesome. But Gina got probably the best picture with Taylor, which was in like a private moment when Taylor was like running to the elevator and Gina was right there and jumped on it. And Taylor, so tell the story too, because Taylor helped you get this picture.
So the three of us were waiting to talk to, I think it was Xander from Survivor that we were all waiting for, but he was talking to somebody else. So it was like taking a minute. And I see Azah and Taylor like run by and I was like, if I don't take this minute, I'm going to be so mad. So I just kind of like dart over and I'm like talking to her a little bit and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Can I bother you for a picture? And she went, oh, bitch, hold on. And she goes into her pocket. She takes out her phone, puts on the flashlight and gives it to some random person. And she's like, we need good lighting for this. Then takes my phone and takes a picture of us together, hands me my phone back. And she goes, you better shake your ass with me on the dance floor later, and gets into an elevator and disappears.
Well, that
and
never
I
happened.
was like, but I was like, what just happened? And I turned around because like you guys weren't there and I was like, how do I explain what just happened? And where I was, I had kind of gone around like a glass wall and I turned around and on the other side of the glass wall, John's just looking at me like,
because like literally 20 seconds earlier, I had been standing with Gina looking because, okay, I wanted a picture with Azah and I saw Azah walking towards us and I was like, all right, here's my moment. And then as Azah got closer, I realized that she was holding by the hand and like leading Taylor to go to the elevator. And I was so like, I was just so like amazed by what was happening. I was like, oh my God, it's Taylor also. It's Azah and Taylor. And then I like freaked out and I had no idea what was happening. And I almost blacked out. And then Gina got a picture and I was just standing on the other side of the wall like an idiot.
Poor thing.
So that was that.
But
I was
she-
standing
she-
somewhere else with my duck.
But
I wasn't anywhere near this.
look at that lighting that she
Yeah.
gave us for this.
Yeah.
This is
This is
my
the
favorite
picture.
picture I think I've ever taken in my life.
This
I
is the
love
picture.
this picture.
Such active participation in the process. Like,
Yeah.
we love it.
Like,
yeah.
We were
Thank you for
talking
your
about
help,
it so
Taylor.
much that we were talking about it so much that I almost forgot that we didn't actually show it.
And
Like
there's
it's
the
just so
elevator.
funny that like she
Lit up
fully
waiting.
like ripped my phone out of my hand and was like, I got you.
Yeah. And if anybody out there is
Awesome.
wondering, Taylor Hale is just as beautiful and just as sweet as you have always imagined.
Somehow it's a little upsetting to me that these people are all more beautiful in person. I'm like, how can that's not fair. Like you're all getting drunk. When I get drunk, I do not look like that. What is happening?
Aw.
Oh man.
Maybe
So
we had a
good.
glow up and we just didn't realize. I mean, this is how we appear to people, normally. We didn't look like this last night. So maybe we had our own.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. Kyle, we showed a picture of you and Jam Jam. We showed a picture of Gina and Taylor. I am very excited about this next picture
I know.
of me and
Of you.
the mole, Miss Cassie,
Yeah.
because this was such a fun moment.
Yeah.
This was
So
wild.
right behind me and Cassie in this picture is like a doorway that leads down to the stairs that to like bring you down into the bar. And Gina and I were standing there, like there was like so much going on. People were paying attention to the Big Brother premiere. There was just a lot of movement. Everything was crazy. And I think, Gina, you said that Kasi, like you guys like bumped into each other, right? And
so
then we both looked at her. We're like,
but like,
wait a minute.
Well,
that's the mole.
What's crazy about this moment, because this really was the moment that everything happened, because about 3 seconds before Kasi walked up was when CIRIE got revealed in the episode. So
I was chaos for this 10 minutes.
I was standing there about to take a picture with Kyland, and then CIRIE turns around. We start screaming. Kyland runs towards the TV, and I'm like, oh my God, it's CIRIE. And I kind of like flail my arms when I said her name. And I hit somebody, and I turned around and I was like, oh my God, I am so sorry. And the person I hit was Kasi. And I was like, oh my God, you're Kasi. And she went, yeah, I am. And I was like, wait a second. And then I guess me freaking out prompted Kyle to turn around, and he was like, okay, I'm on board now with what's going on. I understand.
Right.
I'm back online. I'm back.
God, she was so freaking cool.
Yeah.
She was so nice. Yeah. Kasi was awesome.
Kasi signed
what
the
a
duck.
throw.
She signed the duck.
That's right. And she signed it. She had one of the best signatures on the duck also.
Yeah, she did. Some of these are not really legible. Well, of course, some of these are also collected later in the night, and people were admitting, like, I'm very drunk. I'm sorry. I'm really doing.
Well, my favorite was
Christian
trying to sign his signature on top of his signature about 3 times was a highlight for me.
Oh yeah, that was incredible.
Just show his real quick.
Yeah, his doesn't look like anything. This is Christian's.
CB
ish.
In theory,
it was rough. It was rough.
But
I had one of the most.
We still haven't figured out who the one below that is.
Yeah, there's some other ones on here.
Oh,
that
you
I
can't
don't know.
tell?
I don't know who it was. No, there's some that I don't know who it is. Like this one, I don't know what that is. I have no idea. And there was one point that like we were talking about Kyland so much. Like we got to get Kyland's picture with Gina, because CIRIE messed it up. We got to get Kyland to sign the duck. And like I was like drunk and high, and I remember turning to John. I was like, "Did Kyland sign?" I was like, "Where is it?"
I don't remember.
No, like Kyland did. He did.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he did. Oh, and Angela. That's
Angela.
I immediately started laughing. Angela. So, if anyone remembers, Angela, I forget her last name. I think it starts with a B. She was originally on Bad Girls Club, but then popped up on the challenge for a hot second. And I believe she dated, or at least had some relations with Johnny Bananas. And that's really all we ever saw of Angela. You could tell she did not enjoy her time on the challenge. I knew she'd never come back. And she hasn't. But all night long, Gina kept saying, "That's Holly. That's Holly."
No, hold on. It's not Gina kept saying. John kept saying.
Hold on a second. I thought it was Holly. I thought it was Holly at first, and then you were like, "Don't say Mickey in front of her."
My point is, John kept telling us that was Holly, and I kept being like, "Oh, she looks really different." And then we got close to her, and I was like, "That's absolutely not Holly."
Oh, see, that's not my truth, and that was certainly not my experience. Every time I heard that it was Holly, it was coming from you, and you kept saying, "Oh, she had plastic surgery. Oh, she did this."
John
I was like, "Oh my!" I'm like,
Holly.
"That's a lot of work."
I
was like,
keep
"That doesn't look
telling
like her to
you.
me."
I said, "I think it is her."
John, you pointed her out to me like 4 times.
Well, yeah, I pointed her out to you, and I said, "I think that's Holly," and you're like, "Yeah, that's her."
I took a look at her and I said, "I don't."
Getting blamed on me.
I said, "But she looks really familiar." I was like, "I think that's Angela." So we were standing at the bar, and I'm just like, "I'm just gonna see if it's her." Angela, and she turned. I'm like, I knew it.
Oh my God, I'm trying to get this picture right now.
Kyle had some really great icebreakers. My favorite Kyle icebreaker, I think this was pre-duck, I don't even remember. It was Joseph D. Abdin, attorney at law, walked by, and Kyle turns around, gets in his face, and just goes, "Hello!" Turned around and went,
"Hello!"
Yes, I just had to just get in there and just like I had to be aggressive. No, but the best introduction was the one at the bar. Oh, there it is.
That The bar interaction started it all. It did.
Yes, the bar interaction with Christian is really what started it all, and that is really that's how you really know that Christian was like a real. He's like a down ass guy, you know,
Mhm.
because we were standing at the bar and I went, uh oh. I'm like, he's right here. This is it. What do we do? What do we do? And Gina's like, you just gotta just start talking to him. I was like, don't talk to me like that, as if it's so simple. Because it was so simple, you would do it yourself. Okay. But like, so
Well,
then I
right before you did what you did, I was about to be like, would you like me to talk to him? And then you did it yourself, and I was so
you were
proud.
gonna talk to him.
No, I
Gina,
literally
you
was
did
about to
not
be like, would you
initiate
like
a
me to talk
single
to him?
interaction all night.
Okay, that is not true, first of all.
Other than
that is a lie.
Taylor at the elevator.
I have just told 2 stories.
What was the
about
second
approach.
now? It was Taylor.
Thomas Bracco.
Oh, come on, that doesn't count.
That's a bit of a gimme. That's a bit of a gimme. There was a lot of foundation there. I'm sorry. Oh man, pre-duck.
Disrespected.
But so I just nudged Kristen. I'm just like, hi, I just want to ask you a question. He's like, oh, what's up? And I really think that he genuinely was like, oh, like not really knowing like where this is
everything
going.
okay?
Yeah, and I was like, so we've been standing here for about 2 minutes. You've been here the whole time. Etiquette wise, when is the best time to ask you for a picture? When is too soon? And he said, well, I would say after 3 minutes. So if you said it's been 2 minutes, you know, I don't know, we've been talking 15 seconds. We can just talk for another 45 seconds, or we can take a picture. And I was like, oh, okay, let's go. But like, he was just so cool. And there was a lot more in between there that I don't.
Yeah, you were talking to him for a minute.
Yeah, there was certainly like more in there, but he was just so receptive to the stupidity that like I was like, okay, like Kristen's.
And then he came back to you later and he got you.
He did. He fucked with me. He put his finger on my chest, like right on that where it says hype. He's like, oh, it looks like you spilled something there. I was like, excuse me, and like because I was being very careful, and I also like these drinks are too expensive in Midtown Manhattan. All right, so ain't nobody spilling nothing. Okay, like every drop is going down my gullet. And I looked down and he went like that to me.
He booped your nose.
You know, it's actually a great picture, by the way.
What is?
So, because I know you took a picture with Christian, but I couldn't find it on the drive. But I found this one of you and Melinda, and you see Christian just looking back on the left over there.
Melinda is his girlfriend. She is so much fun. I
had
just
literally gorgeous,
so
unbelievably gorgeous.
Honestly, like striking. Like I started following her just because like there would be a lot of like stories on Christian's like Instagram that I was like, she's actually like really funny and gorgeous. And I was like, I'm just gonna follow her on my own. And she's just as fantastic in person. Like I was very pleasantly surprised.
She was really cute. She was a lot of fun.
She was awesome. She was awesome.
We have a couple more pictures to get through here.
A couple more.
So we showed, we already looked at the Tommy one, right? All of us with Tommy. We looked at this one. Let's see. Oh, okay. This is actually my favorite picture of the entire night. I'm not even in it. It's a picture of Kyle, Derek F.
This is because I scolded someone.
Now, what's so good about this is that because the premiere was going on as we were taking these pictures, things would happen, the crowd would react, and Hannah got distracted by something that was going on in the Big Brother premiere. So right as they were taking this picture, Kyle, Hannah, and DF, Hannah turned her face, must have remembered that she was in the middle of taking a picture, so she snapped her head back, and this is the face she was making.
It's like, Hannah, we're taking a picture. What are you doing?
So good. I remember she looked at that and she was like, this better be the picture that you're posting.
Oh yeah, she loved this picture. She literally loved this picture.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
This is awesome. It was so awesome.
God.
It was a good night.
Absolutely love her. Absolutely love her. Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
All right, what else? I have a few
Where's
more
Sharon?
pictures left.
It's in there.
I think Sharon is this one. I think this one is Sharon. Sharon Tharp.
The
beautiful. Yeah, the beautiful, lovely, talented Sharon Tharp, who's always got the scoop.
Yes, out here doing the Lord's work for the BB fandom. This is also early, Doc. It's his early duck.
Early duck.
Very early duck. Yeah, very early duck.
Yeah. Yeah. That was awesome though.
Yeah, it was
Big
really
ups
cool
to
to
Sharon
see her.
Tharp. She's awesome and she's so sweet in person. This is really legit. Yeah.
For sure. I have to tell you though, one of my favorite moments was obviously taking a picture with Azah. I tried for like 3 hours to get this picture.
He kept being like, if she walks by, you have to let me know.
Yeah. She was an awesome host.
She's awesome.
Yeah, really, really awesome. Gina got her picture with Joseph.
D. Abden, attorney at
At
law.
law. Give his correct name.
All titles.
And obviously,
included.
not a Big Brother person, but I was so pumped to meet Cachet. Cachet from Love Island, The Challenge USA. She is absolutely gorgeous. My God. Like, what a stunner.
She's gorgeous and she has such a great energy about her too.
Yeah.
Like, I took one look at her and I just felt immediately connected with her. I like her a lot.
I saw you two locked eyes and she was just as hyped to see you as you were to see her. I was like,
which
this
I don't know why she was, but it felt good.
Yeah. No, I feel like I liked her on The Challenge USA, but she was so sweet in person.
Yeah.
My God. Yeah.
3
Absolutely
cheers
fantastic.
for Cachet.
I think I have one more picture. And the reason so we all got a picture with this person also, but I put yours in here, Kyle, because it's Xander. We know that you know you were a big fan of. I loved Xander too. Xander totally should have won his season. He was such a good player. But he also was so nice and down to earth.
Everyone at this event was so cool.
Yeah.
Like there was every single person there was so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, we waited a long time to talk to him too because you had that guy that was like, I don't know, just totally oversharing.
Well, that was when I got Taylor. I was like, we've been standing here for too long. I got stuff to do.
I was like, oh no, I changed my name on the pod to Kyle Petty Hastings for a time. I am getting this photo.
Yeah.
I am getting this photo.
Those are the only ones that I uploaded in here. I know that we all have plenty more that we'll be posting on our own social media profiles, but I felt like that was a good little recap of the night.
That was very fun. It was fun.
It was so much fun. Honestly, the only thing that we're missing, to be honest, is the video of you dancing, Kyle.
Kyle had the time of his life on that dance floor. It was amazing.
Listen, dance like nobody's watching, okay?
Yeah.
And those moments, it was just about me and the music and that gorgeous DJ. I wish
she was gorgeous. Yeah.
She was, and I didn't know she was gorgeous. Well, I didn't know she was gorgeous. I did know she was gorgeous. I didn't know she was the DJ when I had first complimented. Do you remember that? She had walked by and I said, excuse me. You are gorgeous. You look so fly. And she was like, oh my gosh, thank you. I was like, yes. Come on.
Yeah, I don't think she had. Yeah, I don't think she had even.
DJ.
Right, I don't think she had even started working yet. Like she was just walking.
I don't even remember this happening.
Yeah, no, we were passing her.
I fangirled over her just because she was walking by, and I looked at her up and down and said, "My God."
I witnessed it. I witnessed this because we were all walking into the venue. She was kind of like walking back towards the door, and we like crossed paths. And Kyle was like, immediately, I watched you both lock eyes at the same time, but you were the first person to speak, and you were like, "Oh my God, you are fucking gorgeous."
She was. Yeah,
she was. Oh, and she was so much fun.
Yeah.
She was a very, very good DJ. I'm sure that she's got to be tagged in something through the house.
She has to. We'll find her. I know she's on the flyer. I just don't remember the name.
Yeah, we'll have to find her.
And I wasn't even sure what that meant. I'm like, we're gonna have a DJ at this. I was like, what is that even really gonna look like? I really didn't know what to expect of this night. It exceeded all of my expectations.
I honestly, like, even just knowing that there was going to be like a VIP version of this, I was like, we're not gonna meet anybody at this event. Like, they're all gonna be like locked away, doing like the separate thing. I have no idea what the difference between VIP and general admission was, other than like you could go sit down in that area if you wanted to. Like, everybody was mingling with everybody and hanging out with everybody, and it was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there was much of a difference, honestly, between the general admission and the VIP. I
It was
think
just
that, like you
those
said,
couple of little roped off
right?
areas, but like no one really
Yeah,
stayed in them.
there was a right. There was a couple of areas that were roped off that we couldn't go to. That, but like all of the people that we wanted to meet were going back and forth anyway. And then the only other thing that we didn't get was like a gift bag. You know what I mean? But
Mm.
like, I got to be honest, I was way more interested in just having those personal interactions with the people that have watched on these shows and that we love, getting pictures with those people. Like, sure, I would have loved a gift bag. That would have been great. But like, just being able to like have a few moments to talk to these people and take a picture with them was more than I ever would have hoped for. Because, like we said, you were right. You know, like we didn't know if we'd have like any time to really have like one-on-one with any of these people. And we spent a bunch of time hanging out with the winner of Survivor, the winner of Big Brother, you know, the most recent ones, the Mole, and all these other people from, you know, shows
Most
that we
of the
watch and we
cookout,
cover
like
and we love. Yeah, 4 out of 6 members of the cookout were there, and we all got pictures with them. Like, yeah,
Chris Kirkpatrick
incredible.
from NSYNC was there. Like,
Yeah,
it was
Chris
wild.
Kirkpatrick from NSYNC. Yeah, I should have put his picture in here too. I don't know why I didn't. But like, yeah, unbelievable. Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC was at this
I turned
event
around. I
with
said,
us.
Kyle, I
Yeah.
need you to turn around because I need you to verify that I'm looking at who I think I'm looking at right
Yeah.
now. I'm very
But it's
confused.
What's funny to me is that Chris Kirkpatrick was there from NSYNC and was the least sought after person for a picture. Out of all
Yeah,
these
me and
people
Kyle
that
were like,
there.
we have to find him, and everybody
Yeah.
else was like running and all of these Big Brother. We were like, what? This is crazy.
Yeah, unbelievable. So much fun.
There was one person there that was slightly less in demand
Oh, I think I know who
than
you're talking
Chris.
about.
I don't know.
I don't really want to. I actually don't want to say the person's name now because now I feel bad. But I just want to go on record in defense of Chris that he was not the lowest tiered.
I wasn't actually I wasn't
Hero.
trying to say anything bad about Chris. It was just that like it was funny that like a member of NSYNC could be somewhere and people, you know, that you got
And wasn't being
he's
mobbed. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not
overshadowed
trying
by,
to. I'm not
all this
implying
other
that that's what
royalty were around.
No, I'm not implying that that's what it was. I'm just saying that, like, honestly, there was still one lower. Like, you know,
Yeah, we don't have to
No idea who
mention.
you're talking
right? And the fact that you don't even know who I'm talking about is like part of it. Honestly, it's just bolstering my case. The name Glenn.
Oh.
And I'm whispering as if like that makes any difference. Like, the people didn't hear it. But
Sorry,
that was
Glenn,
unfortunate.
sorry.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. No one. Yeah. I didn't even know where he was anymore. The poor man.
Just like,
See, I had not
He didn't do
seen
very
his
well.
season, so I didn't know him until.
yeah.
I actually did want a
But
picture
anyway.
with him. But then I only saw him in the beginning, and that was we had no courage. So we weren't just going to walk up to a man as a stranger and just ask for a picture. So we're sorry to this man.
Yeah. Sorry, Glenn. We are sorry to this man.
Sorry to this man. We have to wrap this up because we have something else happening in less than an hour, and we have to make sure that we know what the hell we're doing. So when are we appearing before our people again? The 7th? Are we doing Monday?
I'm totally down for a Monday. Yeah.
I can do Monday.
Monday at 9:30. We're back to Mondays and Thursdays. Although Mondays we did decide would also be challenge related because we don't know when we can talk about the challenge. We want to be prompt with our Big Brother coverage. So on Thursdays, we're still appearing 1/2 hour after the episode airs, whatever time that is. I know a lot of other people go 15 minutes after. We like to have a tinkle, get a snack, and then get settled. So we do 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But what did we say? Mondays at 9:30
Yeah.
is when we're doing things. So we'll talk about Big Brother this Monday at 9:30. When can we talk about Claim to Fame?
I mean, I would be down for a post BB talk of Claim to Fame on Monday too. If you guys are.
We'll be 2 weeks behind at that point. We'll be very behind.
Well, no, on Monday we'd still only be Oh yes, we do, because Claim to Fame comes out on Monday. That's right. So we
I
would
mean,
be 2
unless
weeks
we,
behind.
we
Oh.
technically would be live before the episode airs, and then they moved it
Yeah.
back to 10. But
All right, we got to talk about this. I
we
feel like
have
it's
a
something
lot
we
of
have to
things to
figure out.
figure out. But we are
Yeah, we got to
not
figure this
dropping
out.
Claim to Fame.
Yeah, we do
I'll
have
stay
some
in
stuff.
Temptation Island too, I guess.
Yeah.
But
We
we'll
still
see.
have to solidify. We know next week that we want to have a little Challenge USA season 2 preseason chatter also, right? But we have to solidify that, I think.
Oh boy, there's a lot to do.
Yeah, there's a
Mhm.
lot to do. Very busy time.
And are we still meeting with the historian on the 9th?
Well, that's, I think, what we have to just solidify. It's just the timing of that. I know he said that he was down for the 9th. I'm just looking to lock in the time. That's all.
It's a lot in the works. A lot in the works.
Yeah.
Strat Chat stays busy. But I guess with that, you can find us on the socials at Strat Chat Pod. You can find everything else in our link tree. Is that it for now? Because we got at 10 o'clock we have a surprise. It's not really a surprise.
Yeah.
We're talking about it a little
Yeah,
bit,
we already
but,
posted about it.
yeah. The winner of Big Brother Canada 11, King Tai Tai.
Tai Tai. It's
will
Tai
be
Tai
joining
time.
us. It is Tai Tai
Tai
time.
Tai.
It's time for Tai Tai. So that's happening in less than an hour. That's at 10 o'clock. So we have to reset, I'm definitely going to
Yeah.
change. I don't want to be wearing the same thing. We have stuff to do. But Monday, 9:30, Big Brother and maybe something else. I don't know. We don't have a plan, but that is how we're leaving. Thanks for hanging out.